Hey y'all, it's your girl Empower Her by Kane, and I'm coming to y'all with a subtopic from my mini series on resting in my identity in Christ. And the subtopic this evening is going to be on insecurities. Now, y'all, insecurities is a very broad topic. We could talk about this all day and night, but I'm going to keep it short and to the point. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I struggled, y'all, with resting in my identity in Christ. I knew what God said about me, but I wasn't resting in it. I wasn't allowing it to take root in my heart. I allowed man's opinion to be louder than God's voice. And that's dangerous because that allows insecurity to grow more. I wasn't giving it to God. I wasn't giving it to God in prayer. That's a daily thing. If that's something you struggle with most of your life, it's not going to go away just like that. That's something you have to continue to pray to God about. Be intentional with God. That was something I didn't do. I wasn't intentional and consistent about fixing those issues. I tried to fix them myself. And one thing about it is we may fix it temporarily, but God has a way of fixing it and it lasts. And so one of the biggest things that I struggled with is, and we know insecurity is not something that is built overnight. It's from constant rejection or constant criticism. And in my case, it was constant criticism. And one of the main things that I was constantly criticized from childhood to adulthood was my hair. And we know women are always trying something different with their hair, trying to be creative, trying to be different, trying to be bold and try different styles. And every time I would try something, I know my head is shaped uniquely. So a lot of styles I was very bold for trying, but people were very critical, and these were women. Women were critical more than anything. And so it got to the point when I was criticized so much, like with different comments, like, why you got that hairstyle? You need to stick with the other hairstyle. And it got to the point where I didn't want to try certain hairstyles at all. And even when people that were just joking would make jokes, I was getting offended very easily. And I was like, "Ooh, this is a trigger for me, and I need to work on that. I really do. Even though it may be small for some people, it was major for me. The hair is the first thing people see, and it was becoming heavy for me because I was beginning to tie it to my identity and my worth. And y'all, you're not your hair, you're not your insecurities, but that's what I struggled with, And I just want to let y'all know, like, you're not your insecurities. That's not what God is not tying your worth to your insecurities. And even the people that we believe are the most confident have wrestled with insecurities. But the difference is they don't tie it to their worth or let it define them. They keep showing up. And for me, I'm learning how to show up more regardless of those things and giving it to God as I'm showing up. Before I show up, I'm praying. Even with what I'm doing right now, before I even recorded, I had to go to God because this is something that I'm not used to doing. And so for me to continue to keep showing up, I have to continue to keep going to God in prayer. Insecurities is something real. Insecurities is something that can keep you in a chokehold if you ain't careful. And so there are just the only way you can overcome that is by continuously going to God, letting God tell you who you are. Don't let this world or opinions tell you because they're going to change daily. One day you're going to be in style, the next day you're going to be out. So the best thing you can do is let God tell you who you are. But y'all, please stay tuned because there will be a part 2 to finish this off.